Back again, people. It's your preview for Liverpool against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup this Wednesday at Anfield. Now, I wouldn't have had any issues with Liverpool not winning this game if it wasn't at Anfield. And secondly, if Crystal Palace hadn't beaten us twice already this season. But the fact that they've done so, I'm looking forward to some sort of a comeback or a revenge. And because it is also at Anfield, I think losing would be unacceptable. So I'm going to give my lineup quickly, my predicted lineup, and then I'll give my prediction for the game. Crystal Palace are a team that are playing in Europe this season. They are not used to that. They don't have a big enough squad to be able to go through the entire season playing these two competitions. So they wouldn't want to risk players in the Carabao Cup. So I'm sure they would also make a lot of changes. But irrespective of whatever lineup Liverpool puts out, I expect a performance and I expect a win to come along with that performance. So my predicted lineup would have some changes, but there would still be some familiar faces on there. So I'll start with the goalkeeper. So we've already heard rumors going around that is going to be the third keeper, Woodman, who's going to be in post. So I'll go for Woodman in post. At right back, I'm going to go for Conor Bradley because I don't think we have enough options at right back to be able to make changes. So Conor Bradley still plays in this particular game. There's a case to be made for Calvin Ramsey because he's played for the under-21s this season, even though he's been sidelined for a long time with injury. At centre back, I'll go with the pairing of Van Dijk and Joe Gomez. At left back, I'm going to go with Andy Robertson. So that is a fairly strong back four. Faces that we already know, familiar faces. In midfield is where most of the changes are going to come. In this game, I don't want to see Szoboszlai anywhere near the lineup. I don't even want to see him in the stadium. I think he should be away from the stadium. So in midfield, I'm going to have McAllister start this game alongside Trey Inyoni, that young lad. He hasn't had enough playing time in the first team, but I think he's good enough to be in and around the first team. So this is a very good opportunity for him to start a game. I'll start Endo from the bench and play with Florian Wirtz in the midfield. But I also say that if Gravenberch is fit, I think he should have a part to play in this game, either from the bench or from the start, depending on how ready he is to start the game. Up front, I'm going to go with Rio Ngumoha on the left, Alexander Isak as the number 9, and Federico Chiesa on the right hand side. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cody Gakpo in this game starting on the left instead of Rio Ngumoha. And if Isak is not fully fit and ready to start the game, I wouldn't be surprised to see Federico Chiesa instead in that number 9 position. And then maybe on the right hand side, we are going to see someone like Curtis Jones or any of the midfielders who are capable of playing on that right hand side. So it's going to be a mix of experience and youth in this team, I think. Is there a possibility, for example, that we may see Stefan Bajcetic starting this game in midfield instead of Curtis Jones or Endo or Gravenberch? It is possible. It is possible. So the way I see this is that Slot is going to approach this game the same way he would have done if Liverpool we're in good form and we're winning our games in the other competitions. I don't think he will do things necessarily differently just to win this game. He'll be thinking about the long term, the remaining part of the season, and be thinking that I need to have a full squad. I need to have a squad that is ready to compete for the rest of the time. So even if we get eliminated in this competition at this stage, I don't think that would be the end of the world for us. It will be nice to go far in this competition and potentially win it. But if we don't, that is not the end of the world. I think the focus is on getting top 4 right now and also doing well in the Champions League. And going far in this particular competition or in the FA Cup might be a distraction. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. My prediction for this game, because it is at Anfield and because we are playing at home, I'm going to predict a 3-2 win for Liverpool. It is going to be a game with chances, a game that is going to see goals. Crystal Palace are going to come and sit in, play on the counter. This time, I'm hoping to see something different from Liverpool. I'm hoping to see a plan that we are going to take into the game to try and stop them from taking advantage of counter-attacks. So if it means giving them the ball and sitting in our half and playing on the counter instead, I think the Anfield crowd would understand that this are different times and we need to approach these sort of games differently. We can't always be having the ball and giving the opponent the chance to play on the counter-attack. So I'm going to predict a 3-2 win for Liverpool. Hopefully this time we get a win across the line and go into the Aston Villa game over the weekend with some enthusiasm and with some hope that things are going to turn for the better for Liverpool. So in fact, I feel like apart from this particular game against Crystal Palace, the remaining games against Aston Villa, Madrid and Manchester City are games that really suits this team. These are not long ball teams. They are not set piece teams. But we still need to be on our game. We still need to be at a very top level to be able to get anything out of any of these games. So hopefully this would be the start of something new, a turnaround for Liverpool. Thank you for watching. If you've stayed till this time, then don't forget to like, press all the buttons below the video except the dislike button. Stay blessed. You never walk alone. Thanks.